here today with Khadijah Hamill and Wayne Hamill. The two of you have been together for 6.5 years, married for 6 years, but separated for the last 4 months. You have 3 children total, 2 together and 1 on a break, about which Mr. Hamill is not sure.
I'm not sure it's mine.
You're not sure it's yours, so we gave you and the baby a DNA test to put that to bed. But I understand that's a huge issue in your relationship at this juncture. So I'm going to start with Ms. Hamill. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here today?
We're here today because I don't trust my husband. I want to try and fix our marriage. I've caught my husband at a family member's house of his in the shower with one of his exes.
How did that happen?
It was becoming July 4th. It was the time that we had separated not too long, and I'm going to the bathroom so I can use it and take a shower, but instead I see female clothes, him and his ex in the shower.
Mr. Hamill, did you bring an ex over to the place where your wife was staying and take a shower with her?
It kind of just happened.
It kind of just happened.
I don't know how it happened for real. I think I was in the shower first, and she hopped in with me.
She ran off the street,
Yeah.
into the house, dropped her clothes, and popped in the shower with you.
Well,
Is that what you're telling me?
No, she was there, but
She
What was
wasn't
she
supposed to
doing
be
there? You got a wife.
she was just stopping by to say hi, I guess, and
That's a heck of a high. Any other stories of infidelity?
So, I was with our last pregnancy of our 1-year-old. I was having complications. She was supposed to be a twin, so I had to go to the hospital. And I received a text message from an unknown number that says that I've had sex with your husband.
Mr. Hamill, did that happen?
I don't remember that happening.
I called him
Did she bring it to your attention?
while I was at the hospital.
Did she?
I think she did, yes.
I think she did.
Yes.
Do you know who that ex was?
I think I do, yes.
Were you having sex with the ex?
I was not having sex with her, though. I was not.
Unlike the woman in the shower.
Unlike the woman in the shower, yeah.
Anything else?
That's the main.
Those are the main 2, which is plenty.
That's plenty.
What do you say the major problem is in your marriage with Mrs. Hamill?
I think the major problem is before she even caught me in the shower or my daughter, I was hearing rumors about her getting dropped off by another man at one of my friend's house. And then I heard another rumor about her supposedly saying that she wished she met a guy I went to high school with before she met me. And we was married around this time. So I thought that she was already messing around. So that's what made me kind of do what I did.
Did you ever talk to her about your concern with the rumors that were going around?
I talked to her, but she denies them, and she's good at lying. So, I mean,
Why do you think she's good at lying? What have you caught her lying about?
I think I caught her lying about, well, the guy that she said dropped her off. Well, she lied about that, and it was true that the guy had dropped her off, because my friend had saw her get dropped off.
That I didn't lie to him about.
She
I
did.
actually told him we was working at a factory, and this was around the whole ex time with his ex. And I was like, okay, so 2 could play this game, because when we started working at this factory, he was saying that we wasn't married and a whole bunch of females was targeting me. So I said 2 can play this game. I had a friend that I knew that I forgot that I went to school with him. He was working there, and he said, here, you can drive my car and I'll drop you off at home. And I've told Wayne about that after.
I got you. Can I just say in general, retaliatory idiocy never helps anything.
It don't.
2 wrongs don't make a right, bro. And it don't even matter. That's why I be like, even if you are right, do you even want to be right? At that point in time, like, do you really even want to be right? 2 wrongs do not make a right.
He was acting a fool.
I learned it.
So you were going to say, I'm going to act a fool too. And it
Yeah.
never helps anything.
It didn't.
So all those small rumors and a drop-off allowed you to question the paternity of your child.
Well, it was rumors about my youngest, my daughter Winter. It was rumors that right when she got pregnant, that she slept with someone else, and I confronted her. The first time I confronted her, she denied it. She said
Right.
no. Then I brought it up again, and she said, "Well, yeah, I did sleep with somebody, and we didn't use protection." So it always was stuck in the back.
Did that happen?
Yes, while he was dating someone else and he was having intercourse with another person, we was split up.
You were split up. You were on a break.
Yeah, we was. And
You were married, but you were on a break.
for a whole year and a half, yes.
You say,
Can you take, no, I say, can you take a break when you married? Do you get a break? I thought that's what you tied the knot for. You can't break the knot. You could, man. I don't like breaks.
he doesn't treat that child the same as he treats his other children, and that is causing you a great deal of distress. Mrs. Hamill, I want you to clarify something for me about whose baby is who and which babies are in question. So how many children you have?
3.
3. Now tell me how the last 2 came about and which one of those he doesn't believe is his.
The last 2 came about, I'll start with my 2-year-old.
Okay.
My 2-year-old is the one that I had when we were separated for almost 2 years.
So that was on a break, and it's clear to him that that's not his child.
Yes.
We're together on
Yes.
that.
We're together.
Good enough. Then,
Winter is my 1-year-old. That was in the midst of when I got pregnant with her last year, and we was still messing around with each other, but messing with other people, both of us.
so he is unsure as to whether the last one, the 1-year-old, is his.
Yes.
Yes.
Does he treat either the 2-year-old or the 1-year-old differently from your other children?
When we're together, he treats Carly like she's his own. But when we're not together, it's like, it's a problem.
That's the 2-year-old.
Because when he takes his 4-year-old, which where's my anger comes from that pain, he tells her, he says it right in front of her, I'm taking the kids that are mine, and the only kids that are mine is her and Jackson. And so
Is
I
that
have
true?
to explain.
I
You
don't-
say that in front of the 2-year-old?
No, I do not.
You
say
have.
that to you.
No, you didn't deny that strongly enough. You do say that in front of her.
I don't remember saying it in front of her.
How dare you? How dare, she's 2. Her sense of stability, her entire world is based upon the 2 of you. And if you tell her that the 2 things that she counts on most, one of them might not be there, one of them might not really love her, one of them might not really want her, then you're putting a crack in the foundation of her childhood. How dare you? You can't do that to somebody. She's not the person who created herself. Whatever problem you got with her. But it has nothing to do with your 2-year-old. Does your family not want them over there? Her over there?
They accept my kids, but her 2-year-old kind of is a lot, and she breaks things. She don't listen, and my family just don't want to put up with a kid that's not mine. I put up with her, but my family don't want to put up with her.
I'd talk to my family if I were you. If you love that 2-year-old like she's your own, you'd be upset that your family don't want to act right.
I even have a problem with her.
So you don't know what's up.
I don't.
I think if she was the good kid, yeah, they wouldn't mind. But it's the point, as soon as you let your eyes off her, she's getting into something. And I be working, they be having to watch my kids for me, and it's like they getting older, and they really can't take it.
You don't ever remind him that he's not the father, do you?
No.
She do, yes, she does.
No, I don't. I've never reminded you that you're not the father because of the simple fact, Your Honor, I've told this man multiple times, okay, you may not be the dad, but you became her father. You said out
So
your
you
mouth.
never hold that out in front of him. That's
I've
really
never
not your
held
kid.
that out.
Yeah.
Never held that out towards him.
When you say she's not a good kid, what do you mean? Like she's just rambunctious? She breaks stuff?
I don't say she's not a good kid. She's just a very active kid.
Active kid.
She's-
Well, 2-year-olds are kind of like that,
Yeah.
aren't they? In general?
Yeah, she overly active. Like, we have problems with her, but since I don't have a babysitter while I go to work, his cousin, the only person out of his family that accepts my child, has been keeping her for these last 2 weeks. And she's been perfectly fine.
Yeah. I had one of them. You know, like, oh my God, he turned out fine. Just let you know, sometimes there is one like that. It takes them a little time, but they come around. They need to have a lot of stability, and part of that is you. Ms. Hamill, I understand that you have quite the anger issue, and it's a function of the way that the 2-year-old is treated. And I understand that you cussed both him and his family out in front of the children. Tell me what happened that day.
Okay, so we was at our apartment, our new apartment. We had just moved in, and one of the family members, they was trying to be extra.
What were they doing?
So I'm over here trying to clean up my house so we can get stuff together, and they decide that I can't move their stuff so I can clean my tables, and I was gonna put their food in the refrigerator. So it became a big old deal. They snapped, and I snapped and said, you can get out of my house.
What happened, Mr. Hamill? Were you there?
I do kind of remember it happening like that, but it was, she snaps over everything though, like.
Do you snap a lot?
Over every little thing.
We got a snap a day?
I don't snap over every little thing.
Everything.
But
how many snaps do we get in a week?
20 a day.
log in.
She snaps a lot. The kids,
There go
And
one.
you don't.
You
the
snap.
kids come to me and tell me like, "Mommy always yelling, Mommy's mad," and
And mommy always yelling?
yes,
But yet they say that about daddy too.
they don't say that.
Well, does he have an anger issue?
He does have an
Give me a
anger
story
issue.
that would demonstrate his anger issue.
So, couple months ago, he thought that I took his debit card, and he went and literally on a whole, I'm talking about gorilla mode. This boy takes my phone, breaks it in half, a big old hole in the wall.
Did you do all that?
I did that, but that's probably the only incident she can say I did
No.
anything like that.
No.
I rarely get angry.
No,
I
you
Y'all
did-
don't get along at all, do you?
Well, we try.
I mean,
to,
y'all fussing and hollering, break babies, breaks, all this kind of stuff. Do you know what's going wrong at your house?
We don't communicate.
You don't communicate.
That's the problem.
If this baby is not yours, does that change everything for you? The last one, not the one that we know isn't yours, but the one that you have suspicions about because of rumors.
I mean, I don't know, because I really love the baby and I want her to be mine, and I
Right.
believe she's mine.
If it's yours or if it's not yours, when you go home, what kind of environment will those children be in? Snapping and popping and banging and bopping? Is that what you guys are gonna bring home? Because that's what we got so far, right?
Right? No, we won't bring that.
Rumors
Well,
about mommy.
What do you mean you won't bring it home?
I won't.
You brought it here?
I won't. When I'm not with her, I'm not an angry person. I'm not a snapping person.
But they're gonna be home with the two of you. It's like saying, you know what I mean? My marriage is fine as long as my wife isn't around. That's what you just told me. This is your compatibility test. I asked you to list 5 things that was wrong with your partner. You said she talks at me, not to me. She gets mad easily. She wants to run everything. She can't move past old stuff, and she doesn't like to see me happy. You said what you didn't like about you is I'm not good at talking about problems. I'm too easygoing. My anger gets the best of me sometimes. I don't understand what that means. I think I'm always right. And let me tell you, see, number 1 here, she talks to me and not at me. That's her problem. But when you add that to I'm not good at talking about my problems, that's what I call a rotator problem. Because she talks at you because you won't talk to her because you don't communicate. So your problem rotates around and around and around. You have to change what you do to allow her to talk to you and not at you because you have to participate. So all of those things are rotating, exacerbating, impasse-like problems that you need to address on a communication level. So when those kids are home, your life isn't crazy. You with me on that?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm gonna send this thing back to the mediator when we leave here, but before we do that, I'm gonna let you know if that baby is yours. Do you think it's his?
I know it's his.
You know it's his. And you let a couple of rumors like that make you feel like that baby wasn't yours.
It's
You
been
really
rumors
did.
all our relationship though, so it's like it's hard
Lie.
to move past.
It was your ex.
It's been
because you
all
was
through our
feeling just
relationship.
fine before your ex moved back.
Was the ex filling his head with
Yes,
with lies
always.
and details and
She
problems?
manipulates his
But
mind
she
all the
lied about
time.
it at first. She lied about not sleeping with somebody. Then once I bring it back to her, she said, "Okay, yes, I did sleep with somebody, but unprotected."
Yeah,
And
and
then you already had a baby before.
but yet you,
I ain't been.
but
I ain't had no
but yet you
baby.
let your ex know
You
where I
ain't break
stayed.
babies because you took protection when you fooled
No,
around.
I don't fool around like that. Like I messed
shower?
around one. That was one time. That was one person. The same
That's the one
person.
time you got caught red-handed. That's all that is. We got a lot of numbers on here. And all of them are nines. The probability of paternity is 99.99999999997%. That's your kid.
Thank you. I know who I sleep with.
End the story, no question about it. Nick, give him the results.
Can
so
I
he don't
please
get
take it
confused when
home?
he gets home. Now, what do you got to say to her?
Apology.
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry you slept
Now,
with somebody
see,
else. at the same time.
see, I'm going to go back to the communication issue. Don't holler apology. Let the guy do the right thing first. Don't start out with angry. See what I'm saying? Let him do the right thing.
He was wrong too. He was wrong too. He threw his jab in there. I'm sorry that you slept with somebody else. He was wrong too, but yeah, bro, they just keep going back and forth, just back and forth.
I do, but it's like
No, you
it's
just-
hard.
Hey, you know what? If it was easy, everybody'd get along.
That's true.
The important things in life are always hard. Are you
Facts.
with me?
Yes.
Are you going to listen to the counsel that I give you?
Yes.
No more exes. You have to have a married state of mind. It's y'all against the world. And if one of your children has behavior issues, what your attitude does is it make it worse. Do you see what? It makes it worse. And sometimes kids are crazy at home, but when they get into a stable household, don't be that enemy in the camp. Be the defender of your community. You with me on that? Mm-hmm. Best of luck to the both of you. This matter is adjourned.
Bro, you wouldn't even think that they was married. The sad part about it, well, I'm not going to say sad because we all put ourselves in our own situation. But the crazy part about it is, this is how I look at it. This is how I look at dating and relationships. It's not mandatory. It's like physical education when you was back in high. Well, yeah, that was mandatory. But it's an extracurricular activity. You ain't have to go out and be on the debate team or be on the chess team or be on the football team or the lacrosse team. That was an extracurricular activity. You had to get that schoolwork done, no? The schoolwork had to be done. So I feel like dating, bro, it's like an extracurricular activity. Like, it's cool when you find a good thing, a good sport or whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Just like it's cool if you find a good girl or a good dude and y'all enjoy y'all time together, whatever the case may be. But it's not like, it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. And my thing with it is, bro, man, it's other places out here where they force you or they tell you who you have to be with. Nobody is making you make any decisions to be like, hey, this the person that I gotta be with. That's our choice. And I say all that to say, listening to them during this video, me personally, I wouldn't even have thought that they was married. It just seemed like they just disconnected. Like they probably living under the same roof and sleeping together and all of that stuff. But what that mean? You can live under a roof with another person and not really care about them or be quote unquote a roommate or whatever you want to call it. It's a lot of people out there, man. There's more people that you would think. It's more people that you would think. Everybody thinking that when they see Miss Tammy and Mr. Peter going to the house together, they going in the house to sleep together in the same bed and they going to cuddle up, snuggle up, and kiss on the top of her forehead. Nah, Mr. Peter probably been sleeping in the goddamn living room for the past 10 years. And ain't nobody know. Ain't nobody know about it. But that's the crazy part. Like, you wouldn't even think that they were married. And I feel like for her, I feel like that situation where when he didn't claim her, whatever she was saying about work, she didn't tell him that he had a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You can tell that really struck a nerve. And he got caught. I don't know if y'all was paying attention, but man, that's another thing. You gotta pay attention. We gotta pay attention. It's right there. It be right there. It's right. Can y'all? Right there. It be right there. You just gotta have these. You can't be like that. You gotta have them open. You gotta have him open, bro. Sitting up here lying. He talking about when the judge asked him, did he sleep with the other shorty? He holler out no. Originally he said no, but later on in the video he went on ahead and fessed up to it. So that's what is the how they say it in court? I forgot how they say it in court. When you lie in court, like you can't take anything. What is it? Y'all let me know what I'm trying to say. What kind of witness is that? Untrustworthy? I cannot think of what it is. What is it? What is it called when you go to court and you tell a lie and then they just take everything that you say with a grain of salt? It's a word for that. It's a word for that, and I cannot think of what it is. Damn. If y'all know what I'm talking about, man, write it down there in the comments. Man. I just ain't got it. I ain't got it. But another thing that I wanted to touch on was the fact of having the unprotected sex, bro. Like, we all adults. We're all adults. As adults, we all know what comes from having unprotected sex or the possibilities. You can get pregnant. You can get an STD. Or you can have a good time. That's about the only three things that's going to shake back from that, bro. So, man, just be careful. Just be careful because, she ended up with his child and everything, but that whole situation could have ended up 10 times worse. 10 times worse. And you don't think about that when you out there having fun and you out there moving and grooving and, doing whatever you're doing, but then you come back home and that's a problem. And that's a big, man, that's a big problem. So, I really didn't, man, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. But what else was I going to say? It was, man, the video was, I ain't going to say it was boring. It was like, it was dry, but it was shocking. Like, I really didn't think that they was even married. But at the end of the day, bro, one thing that I do know, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Children need both parents. Children deserve to have both parents to be able to raise them and to see them, as much as often, if not every day. Talk to them every day, all of that stuff, bro. Children deserve that. They deserve to have both parents. So I hope that they can get it together and they can figure it out because to be honest with you, like with raising children, it's not really that complicated. It's going to be a few things that you encounter that's going to be different. It's going to be a few things that you're going to have to encounter when you're going to have to make a decision for, another person that's very important to you. Like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of nights that you might stay up and wonder, damn, should I give her that piece of candy or should I let her eat that apple? Or should I gave her, should I have not gave her that juice and gave her that water? Should I, like, yeah, it's going to be a couple nights that you're going to stay up thinking about that, but it's all about learning, bro, and there's no rule, what is it? There's no playbook or rule book or guidebook to being a parent. There's no rule on that, so just try to do your best, but at the end of the day, like I was saying, bro, parents, children, they deserve. They deserve to have both of their parents. That is their right. No parent has the right to be like, oh, well, that's not my child, so I ain't trying to see her. I ain't trying to take it. Like, nah, bro, that's not right. That's not right. And to be honest with you, I don't even think he was coming off like that. I think he had a legit reason for trying to make sure that it was his kid. If you look at it and your girl tell you that she slept with another dude unprotected, like, man, hey. But we're going to try to stay out of that. Y'all make sure y'all don't put yourself in that situation. But anyway, man, I at the end of the day, I feel like they were in love with each other. But after everything that happened throughout the course of the relationship, I just feel like they fell off. They fell off. It's at a point where it's a fork in the road where you can either go this way or you can go that way. It's up to them to decide. Hopefully they keep it together and, do what they're supposed to do for the children, because that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. If you and your co-parent or whatever the case may be, if y'all had a little falling out, maybe y'all took a little break or something like that, man, listen, I always advise people, if it's a possibility that you can remain with the person that you procreated with, and that got my vote. That's the message. That's the moral of the story. GTG, the family, as always, is love. We out.